So HMD Global has just unveiled what will be the first Nokia flagship running Android, the Nokia 8. Is this the return to form that Nokia fans have been waiting for? Well, it looks and feels a whole lot like a 2017 flagship, and like many flagships, it has a killer feature to set itself apart. As Nokia has been known to do in the past, they're putting the major emphasis here on the camera, or should that be cameras? And some unique tricks should make it a great choice for content creators and the Instagram generation. HMD themselves have described this as the ultimate device for documenting your life, but does it do enough to compete with the other heavy hitters out there? So for those not in the know, HMD Global is a Finnish company that acquired the Nokia license just 8 months ago and has already given us the Nokia 3, 5 and 6. This is their first stab at a real flagship though, so I was eager to see how it would hold up and whether they'd be able to fly the flag proudly for the Nokia brand. To look at, this is off to a good start. The Nokia 8 has most of the hallmarks of a modern flagship, while continuing the design language of the last 3 models. It has an attractive and very slim all-aluminium design with an average thickness of 7.3mm. It's 4.6mm at the thinnest point and 7.9mm at its thickest. It comes in a matte silver, matte blue, polished blue and a very eye-grabbing polished copper. These colours adorn the back of the device but not the front. On the front you get a 5.3-inch Quad HD 2560 by 1440 display with 700 nits of brightness. It certainly looked very bright and crisp in my brief testing period. So it's quite stunning from the rear, but the device is also something of a fingerprint magnet, and it's very slippery. Those bezels are also starting to look a little bit last year compared to some of the other top-of-the-range phones. It's also not waterproof but rather splash-proof with an IP54 rating. And specs-wise, this is once again a very good flagship showing, and it should be able to trade blows with the likes of the S8. The Nokia 8 is powered by a 2.45 GHz Qualcomm Snapdragon 835, and it's backed up by 4 GB of RAM. This should make it more than capable of handling the most demanding tasks. More interesting is some advanced cooling, which makes use of a copper pipe and graphite shielding in order to disperse heat evenly across the phone. That means there shouldn't be any noticeable hot spot on the body of the device, and reportedly that'll let you push the performance harder and for longer. Another thoughtful design choice was placing the antenna at the top and the bottom of the phone, which should prevent those from getting covered by your hand while you use it, and it should allow for some of the best signal sensitivity in the industry, potentially leading to a better battery life. That battery is a 3090 mAh battery with Quick Charge 3.0. The phone also comes with 64 GB of internal storage, but this will be expandable up to 256 GB using an SD card. In terms of software, we can expect an entirely clean Android experience with no customization or bloatware. This should also mean that the device will receive quick updates, and Nokia promises that owning a Nokia 8 will be one of the fastest ways to get Android O in your hands. Of course, that remains to be seen. But I've been saving the best till last. The star of the show here is definitely the camera. The camera is the result of a partnership between HMD and Zeiss, and it's the core experience the phone is designed around. The rear shooter utilises 2 sensors, one colour and one monochrome. These 2 images are then combined into a single shot with greater contrast using image fusion technology. This is basically what we've seen on other handsets like the Honor 8 and the Honor 9. Both those sensors are 13 megapixel, but in a unique twist, so too is the front-facing camera, which utilises the exact same camera module in fact. That also means you get autofocus up front, which is another rare feature for a selfie camera. So the reasoning behind having a 13 megapixel camera on both the front and the back was to support what the company sees as the Nokia's killer feature, the Bothy. The Bothy feature allows users to snap photos or record video using footage from both the front and the rear camera, split down the middle 50-50. Whether shooting in this mode or recording regular video, that can then be streamed directly to Facebook Live or YouTube natively from the camera app. And what also makes this a good choice for content creation is top-tier audio recording, which uses Ozo audio. Using multiple microphones, it can capture a high dynamic range and record binaural audio. That means someone watching your Facebook live stream with the headphones on will be able to hear stereo sound with no need to own specific software themselves. So in theory, the audio quality should be able to match the video quality when capturing your story on the move. So I had a go at the camera and I found it to be a good shooter capable of some detailed, contrasty shots. I wasn't able to get the photos off the device though, so we'll need more time to test before we can make a final verdict. I'm also not sure that the Bothy mode is really anything that couldn't be accomplished on any other device with the right app, but having that feature so readily available means that more users will be likely to try it, and it certainly really emphasises what this phone is all about. Whether it's something we'll see more content developers using in future will remain to be seen, but more to the point, this is about the 13 megapixel front-facing camera with autofocus, That's a compelling feature, and it's one that will no doubt appeal to vloggers, backpackers, or anyone else who enjoys turning the camera on themselves. And when you couple that with the sleek design, the pure Android experience, and top-of-the-range specs, I'm sure there'll be a large audience for this phone. So the Nokia 8 will be available globally on September the 6th for a price of €599. We'll have a full review ready for you then, so you can find out whether this truly is a competitive flagship from Nokia, and whether it's a good phone to document your life with. So thanks a ton for watching, guys. Hope you found this useful and interesting. If you did, please consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel, and hit the bell icon if you want to be notified of future videos as we release them. Let us know in the comments down below what you think of Nokia 8. Do you think you'll be using that bothy feature? Of course, check out the article on the website for more information, and whilst you're there, take a look around, for we are your source for all things Android.
Yeah.
I'm so fast.
Honestly!
It's so slippy. I won't do any more of those shots.